Welcome back, guys, and welcome to another episode of Connecticut Angler. We are within the first week of June here in Connecticut, and I'm coming up, I would say in like in a week or two, on the 2-year mark of the channel. 2 years since I uploaded my very first fishing video that I recorded in Connecticut on the Quinnipiac River. So I thought, wouldn't this be a great time to revisit the Quinnipiac here on the channel, the very first river that this channel started on. And so here we are, Quinnipiac River, and I was actually walking along this stream with my wife the other day, and I was just gawking at trout that were rising in some of these areas, and it has me so excited to be back here. I don't know that there's really a whole lot more to say, but we're going mostly for stock trout on this stream. And here's to 2 years, guys. Let's get at it. I've made the long haul from where I parked, heading downstream, so that I can fish a pretty good stretch of this river, constantly moving upstream, and I conclude at my vehicle. Always nice and convenient. If you guys aren't used to trip planning outings that way on rivers, definitely consider doing it that way if that's feasible. Anyway, let's see what we can do. Oh, I should probably mention, working with the 5-weight today. I don't really think I'm going to be catching anything that I'm going to have to muscle too much. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't plan on there being huge fish here. The 5-weight is really just for the extra reach. As you can see on this stream, there's a lot of underbrush right around the bank. Sometimes it can be very useful to get extra reach, even just to get past branches of overhanging trees. Going to be tossing a size 14 Elk-Hair Caddis, and I believe it's a size 16 Prince as well, 16 beadhead Prince. All right, nothing in this spot. Let's move on. Okay, guys, here's our next spot. Now, this is more of a pool. We have some very soft water over here, some faster stuff here, sort of a run with plenty of seams coming down over this way. Really, really juicy looking spot, and a lot of different ways that the spot needs to be worked in order to really cover every bit of it correctly. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. It's worth the investment, I think. Okay, I put several casts over here in sort of the pool area. No takers, so we're going to move down to the run over here. I will have to admit, guys, granted this is only my second spot here, but I am very surprised actually that we didn't find a taker here. Such a nice looking spot. And I feel like I've covered it pretty thoroughly. I don't really feel like a fly change is in order. I don't see why anything would be more appealing to these stockers, or at least to the extent that... Oh, got one. Wow. Put so many drifts through here. It took this fish so long to finally hit. This guy's pulling quite hard. Let's see. Oh, nice fish. Nice fish. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, this fish got some pull. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Okay, no, he's actually not nearly as big as I thought he was going to be for the fight he was putting up. And I think, let's see. Let's get him down to the net. There we go. Got a nice rainbow to start the day. Lots of energy in this fish. Respect the fight for sure, but he was certainly smaller than I expected he was going to be. All right, let's get him back in the water. All right, guys. Second spot, we've already got our first fish on the board. I'm kind of a little puzzled over that one. I'm not really sure what took that fish so long to hit. I put numerous drifts down through that area with perfectly reasonable presentation, good natural drift. I don't know if maybe that fish was just sort of racing around in that pool area, and it was just kind of a matter of catching him when he happened to come down through that drift. Hard to say, but we nabbed him just the same, and we're gonna keep it going, guys. Number one. Got one. That was quick. First cast of this spot. All right. Took that nymph. Oh, he's got me tangled on something. Oh, I think I got off. Yep, he tangled me around something. But luckily we've thrown it. Yeah, this fish is he's not going to give up anytime soon. There's some snag over there. I got to watch out for that. Okay, let's get him down here. Come on down here, buddy. Oh. Oh. All right. Rainbow number 2. Another very lively specimen. These bows are going nutso right now. This fish also hit the prince nymph. No risers so far. I haven't even seen any fish rising. Okay guys, so I was walking to start fishing this pool here. Huge pool. It's gonna take some time to really cover it all. I could have sworn I saw something rise right in the tail out here. And I've just been waiting here for a moment to see if it rises again or if that was just sort of a aberrant little curl in the surface caused by some rocks just beneath the surface there. And I think it was the latter. I don't actually think it was a fish, but I'm going to place a bow and arrow cast out there just to be 100% certain. But the problem is that water's fairly shallow and I have a somewhat heavy nymph on here, so it'll bottom out quick. But we'll give it a try. Yeah, no takers. Got one. Hooked this guy barely 4 feet from shore. Threw me. Smallest fish of the day threw me. Oh well, I guess he earned his freedom on that one. Ooh, that would seriously look like a take. Wow, okay. Let's see. Did it bottom out or was that a take? Yep, it was a fish. Nice. I must have pulled it out of his mouth that first time. All right, guys. Got ourselves a little brookie here. Beautiful little fish. All right, let's get him back home. All right, guys. Well, we got fish number 3 on the board. Got our first brookie. And, as I was unhooking that fish, I was looking out over here in the same sort of general large run where I got those last 2 fish, actually, where I hooked the last 2 fish, and I'm actually seeing fish starting to rise, which is really what I had been waiting for. It would be awesome if we could get some of these fish to come up and take the dry, right? Let's get to it. I'm in kind of a tricky scenario here. That water is a little too deep for me to be wading all the way up through this pool. But I've seen risers right out under this branch. I can very well just cast out there in a kind of a traditional sense. So I'm gonna have to kind of maybe bow and arrow cast, and then maybe once I get something out there, I can experiment with some roll casting. Let's see what I can do with the bow and arrow cast. Got him. Don't fight this fish downstream. You know I don't prefer to do that. Oh boy. I don't want to fall in here. Okay. There we go. I got downstream of him. Now this fish did not take the dry. This fish took him in. Nice bow. Nice bow. All right. Took that prince nymph. Got him right in the top of the nose there. I'm not sure if this is the one that I saw that was rising. It certainly didn't rise to the Alcar caddis. All right, guys. So that's what, the fourth fish we've hooked in this little run here, and I guarantee you there's more. They must be stacked up here. And I've only fished like 1/3 of this run, if even that, maybe more like 1/4 of this run. So we still have a lot more room to cover. And I would not be surprised if I could place another bow and arrow cast right next. Oh my God, a fish just smashed something on top out there. I would not be surprised if I could place another bow and arrow cast right where I got that fish, and maybe even pull another out. And that's even before we start moving further up. There's definitely going to be some more action to come in this one spot. No question about it. I really want to put a drift out there that will go directly underneath that tree branch. Got him. Walk downstream for this guy. All right. Freaking love it. Oh, wow, look at that jump. Whoa. All right. Not bad, a little smaller than the others. Let's get him back in the water. Let's put one more drift right out beneath that branch. There could very well be more fish right there. Yep, got him. Oh, that's a nicer fish. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Bullet over here. Good Lord. Guy's got some heart. Another scrappy bow. Let this guy go straight away. Okay, so I'm already starting to lose count here. Was it like 5, 6? I don't know. But, oh my God, this is fun. And it's kind of ridiculous that I moved like, I don't know, 100 feet from where I started. Now, all of these fish have taken the prince nymph. I haven't had a single fish rise to this Alcar caddis just yet. I feel like it's coming. We're just not quite there yet. Let's see if another one's going to take it underneath this branch. I mean, this seam just runs beautifully underneath this branch, so it doesn't surprise me. There's multiple fish there. Got him. I was just about at the end of the drift there. I was only going to give it a couple more moments. And this guy took. All right, buddy. Let's get you in here. Let's get you in here. Yes. Okay. Not bad. Another prince nymph taker. Cast I need. Oh, got it out there. Come on, buddy. Ah, he didn't take. Oh, we got one anyway. But that wasn't the riser. Oh, fight this fish downstream. Come on, pal. Okay. Come on, buddy. Okay, we got ourselves a bow. Not bad. There we go, guys. Lay it back in. Okay, so while I was preoccupied with the fish that's occasionally rising out here, there's been another one directly in front of me that has been rising again and again and again. I still have more overhanging trees here, so I'm not going to take. Yeah, see, I just saw a riser over there, but I saw one even closer. Now I can't make conventional casts yet because of the overhanging trees, so I'm still going to be using the bow and arrow cast here. Okay, you see that trout right there? Just rose. Give him a moment to reposition. I'm gonna put it out there. There goes nothing. Got him. Pulled him completely out of the water. Now that fish didn't come up and rise, actually. It took the nymph. It doesn't necessarily mean that wasn't the riser. I mean, you could certainly get fish that are sort of opportunistically feeding on stuff on the top and down below simultaneously. So nice little brookie. Nice little brookie. Good shit with a vengeance. All right, guys. So moved up just a little bit further, and action just kind of flatlined. So it does seem like those fish were all hanging mostly in like the tail out area of that section of river. There's another section over there that looks really, 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 really nice. And I'm really debating on whether or not, I mean, it's going to be difficult to access. I'm going to have to really just walk up the middle of the stream to fish that area because the underbrush on the bank is just so dense. It'll be impossible for me to get through. And I don't really know if I want to walk up the center of the river right now. I'm thinking I have so much more water to cover on this river, or that I planned to cover at the very least, that I think I'm just gonna let the rest of the fish in this narrow stretch alone, and we're gonna move up another pool or two and see what we can do up there. So you guys, look at this. We have this beautiful paved path here. We could just walk along the river. This is like a petting zoo for trout. Well, I was hoping to see some risers when I got out here. No such luck. But I'm still certainly going to run some drifts down through the channel over here. That drift run way down into the tail out. Just kind of, you know, there's no reason I couldn't walk further down. But I figured if I can just feed out some line and let it run to the tail out, I'll do that. And this guy hit. All right, we got ourselves a brookie. I think it's what, brookie number 3 today. All right, let's get him right back in the water. Yeah, so it's worth kind of briefly going over what I did to catch that fish. Now, essentially, you have this area downstream of me, this area here, the tail out. Now, there was no reason I couldn't walk down there and kind of fish that tail out laterally, cross current, basically. And I probably would have gotten that fish. Kind of just out of laziness, honestly. I just decided to instead, when my drift kind of came to its end, just feed a little bit of line out. And I started feeding a couple drifts down through there, and that's when I got that fish to hit. Now, I wouldn't recommend going out of your way to fish like that. That's not a very good way to try to hook a fish. There was a good chance that when that fish took, I would have just pulled the fly right out of his mouth because of my the position from which I'd be setting the hook is just not advantageous. It is instructive nonetheless to see how that works, because if you're in a scenario where you actually can move down into the area where you want to fish, where there's, say, too much structure or too much brush. You know, feeding line down into a drift is a viable way to try to fish those difficult to get to areas. So, you know, it was laziness on my part in this particular case, but could be a very valuable tactic to you in the right situation. Let's actually move down to the tail out here and fish it properly. See if there's anything else down here. Was right at the tail out. Boy, if he gets down below those cascades, I have no chance of keeping him. All right, pulled it back out of there. Let's see if I can land him straight away. Oh, no, just gonna. Okay, come on, buddy, come on. Yeah, it's a rainbow. All right. Yeah, so that's the way that I should have been really fishing that tail out from the beginning. You know, had I hooked that fish, that rainbow, when I was feeding line down, I would have been very disadvantaged as far as trying to keep that fish. I would have had a lot more line out. I wouldn't have gotten the hook set as rapidly. So, you know, that's kind of why, you know, definitely fish these sorts of spots correctly if you can. But, you know, even still, that method of feeding line out into a drift is still going to be very useful for those inaccessible areas. This is making trout fishing way too easy. You know, it's funny, guys. I remember when they built this trail through here, I was so mad because I had trout fished this river before there was a big trail, before there were parking lots associated with the trail, before hardly anybody put in the effort to hike along the very small, narrow trails in the woods down along the river. And I thought, boy, you know, they're gonna bring this trail down through here. There's just gonna be people everywhere. It's just gonna be a freaking zoo, you know, a place that used to be this nice isolated area. And, you know, honestly, I don't really have any complaints about the trail at all. Fishing hasn't changed. Everybody is happy when they're out walking here. It's not a zoo at all. You know, I was wrong. I'll admit that I was wrong about this trail. Guys, I've gotten up into a very slow part of the river here that I was actually going to skip just because I have a feeling it's pretty deep. I thought it was going to be sort of hard to wade, but just as I was about to start walking by, I looked out and amongst those overhanging trees there, and there's at least a couple trout rising pretty regularly. So it'd be crazy to just walk by that. Obviously I can't, but I need to see what I can do here. Oh, there's a big take right in front of me. Okay, let's get these fish. Got him. Yep. I had a feeling there's going to be a fish there. It's just such a good drift. little bit more easily now. Oh, got him. Yeah. All right. Not a big fish. Got him right on that same run though. Well guys, I think that just about wraps up my time here on the Quinnipiac. And talk about a triumphant return, right? Now, if I recall correctly, in that first episode that I released, I caught a whopping single fish, fishing, I believe, a woolly bugger. So on the return, we got, I don't know what, a dozen and a half fish probably. I don't know how many I'm gonna be able to realistically show you guys, given that I want to keep this video to a reasonable amount of time, but suffice it to say, we got into some seriously stacked up stockers. And I do feel like if I had more time, we could have prospected more and even come up with more. But I'll tell you what, I am plenty pleased with my outing today. And well, what can I say except 2 years of the channel has been a blast. I'm looking forward to 2 more. Thank you guys for all your support, for watching the videos, for commenting, for hitting that thumbs up button, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, everything you guys do to support the channel. I absolutely appreciate it, and I will continue to do my best to bring you content that's enjoyable, guys. Until next time.